Hey everyone, what's going on? Get this. The tiny nation of Israel has just leapfrogged superpowers like the United States and China in a critical area of military tech. They are about to become the first country in the world to deploy a high-power laser weapon system that has reached what they call full operational maturity. We've all heard about laser tests here and there, but this is different. This is an actual operational system being integrated. They're calling it the Iron Beam, soon to be renamed or Aton, and you've probably heard of its famous cousin, the Iron Dome. The headlines are calling it a Star Wars-inspired laser interceptor, and honestly, they're not wrong. So today we're going to break down exactly what the Iron Beam is, how it's poised to completely change the game for Israel, and what its deployment means for the rest of the world. All right, so first up, what exactly is the Iron Beam? Israel has officially announced the deployment of the world's first high-energy laser air defense system that will be at full operational maturity. It was developed by an Israeli company called Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, and no, don't confuse that with the French Rafale fighter jet, totally different thing, in partnership with Elbit Systems and the Israeli Ministry of Defense. The system is specifically designed to take out short-range threats. Think about the constant barrage of rockets, mortars, and drones launched by groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Instead of firing expensive interceptor missiles like the Iron Dome does, the Iron Beam uses directed energy, a powerful laser, to disable or destroy them mid-air. This is a historic milestone. No other country has managed to field a high-power laser interceptor at this level of operational readiness before. So, how does this thing actually work? The Iron Beam is a 100 kilowatt class high-power laser. Here's the simple version. Imagine an enemy drone is flying in. The Iron Beam locks on and fires a beam of concentrated energy at a single pinpoint spot on the drone. That intense energy damages its structure, often by heating or burning through material, until it's no longer airworthy and ultimately destroyed. It's a fully integrated system with its own radar, electro-optical, and infrared trackers to detect and classify incoming threats. It's also smart enough to know how much power to use. For a small, flimsy drone, it won't waste the full 100 kilowatts. It'll use just enough energy to get the job done. One of the coolest features is its ability to compensate for atmospheric distortion. When you're shooting a laser through the sky, things like fog, rain, or smoke can bend the beam slightly off course. The Iron Beam's integrated systems can automatically adapt and correct for these distortions, helping the laser stay locked on its target. So why is everyone calling this a massive game changer? It comes down to three huge advantages. One, it's insanely cheap to fire. This is the big one. Every time the Iron Dome fires an interceptor missile, it costs tens of thousands of dollars. Hamas can launch cheap, homemade rockets all day, forcing Israel to spend a fortune shooting them down. The Iron Beam, on the other hand, only costs the few dollars per shot. Basically the cost of the electricity needed to power it under favorable conditions. That completely flips the economic equation of war. Two, it's as fast as light. You can't outrun a laser beam. A missile, no matter how fast, still takes time to travel to its target. The Iron Beam engages threats at the speed of light itself. Of course, the detection and lock-on process still takes time, but once it fires, there's literally nothing faster. And it has no conventional ammo limit. A missile launcher eventually runs out of missiles and has to be reloaded. The Iron Beam doesn't rely on physical ammunition. As long as it has a power source, cooling, and the optics are maintained, it can keep firing for extended periods. This is crucial for dealing with massive swarm attacks. Of course, it's not a perfect superweapon. It has some real limitations. Bad weather, as mentioned, heavy rain, fog, dust, or smoke, can disrupt the laser beam, making it less effective or even unusable in certain conditions. Power and cooling, this system generates immense heat and requires a constant, robust power supply and an advanced cooling system. If either of those fails, the whole system goes down. Enemy countermeasures. Adversaries will adapt. They could try to use smoke screens to scatter the beam, coat their drones with reflective materials, or simply try to overwhelm the system by launching hundreds of drones at once in a saturation attack. They could also just target the iron beam site itself with a traditional strike. It's important to understand that the iron beam isn't replacing systems like the Iron Dome, David's Sling, or the long-range arrow system. It's complementing them. The idea is to create a multi-layered defense shield. The iron beam will handle the high-volume, cheap short-range threats like rockets and mortars from Gaza or Lebanon. This frees up the more expensive missile interceptors to focus on more advanced threats, like the hypersonic missiles Iran has recently used. The deployment of the iron beam is going to have a ripple effect across the globe. First, it's going to accelerate the global arms race for directed energy weapons. You can bet the US, China, and Russia are all pushing their own programs forward now that Israel has proven it's possible. Second, it offers a potential solution to the growing problem of cheap drones in modern warfare. Drones are inexpensive, but the missiles used to shoot them down are not. Laser weapons offer a cost-effective answer to this challenge for militaries around the world. A quick note on international law. Some have questioned if laser weapons are legal. The UN does have a convention banning lasers that are specifically designed to cause permanent blindness to humans. However, Israel argues that the iron beam is used against unmanned weapon systems, not people, which means it doesn't violate the convention. Israel plans to have the iron beam fully operationally deployed by the end of 2025, which is just around the corner. While it has performed incredibly well in controlled tests, the real test will be how it holds up in an actual, large-scale conflict and how adversaries adapt to counter it. But there's no doubt, we are witnessing the dawn of a new era in air defense. So, what do you guys think? Is the iron beam the future of warfare? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching.